Good morning. I am Deepasree, Assistant Professor, Soundarya Institute of Management and Science. In this lecture, I will be explaining about the wage, concept of wage payment and factors affecting wage from the module 4, Wage and Salary Administration. It will be a 14 marks question. It is an important question for the BU students. Let us go with the meaning of wage. Meaning of wage is nothing but the wage is given based on a per hourly basis or weekly basis or on a daily payment. It is given for the blue collar employees. It is divided, the wage payment is divided into 3 methods, that is time wage, piece rate and balance. What is time wage? The name only tells it is paid in a terms of time, that is it is paid on the basis of hourly basis, weekly basis or on a daily basis, and sometimes it is paid on a monthly basis also. There are n number of advantages for time wage plan. The first is easy to calculate. Obviously, when wage is paid based on the hourly basis or daily basis or weekly basis, we will have a calculation how much the worker has done his work. So based on that, it is easy to calculate. If it is done, the work is done for hourly basis, I will pay him for the hourly work. If he is done for the day basis, I will be giving him as a daily work. Next is not in a hurry. When I am telling that it is a time wage plan, the employee is not in a hurry to do his work. He concentrate only about how much hour he has done work. In India, obviously you know that it is an 8 hour. If the employee has done about 8 hours of job, he will be paid for that. Then quality improvement. Obviously, when he is not in a hurry to do his work, the quality will be kept in a high. The high quality work will be done by the employee side. Next is jealousy can be avoided. How the jealousy can be avoided? The jealousy can be avoided by there is no segregation of insufficient and sufficient workers or inefficient and efficient workers. There is no segregation among the workers. The workers do only based on their time or the hourly basis. They do their job, but they will not concentrate on how much efficient I am or how much inefficient I am. So there will be no jealousy among the workers. Next is doesn't differentiate the workers. How the workers is not differentiated? When there is no concept of performance appraisal or giving incentives or giving extra commission, the employee will be having less jealous and there will be no differentiate among the workers like efficient workers and inefficient workers. So the union, the trade union will go mainly prefer this type of method of wage payment. Next is disadvantages. Even it has loopholes. The first disadvantages is no records can be maintained. The record cannot be maintained. How the records not be maintained? If I am a worker in an organization, the employer will not maintain my record. So how much output I have produced? No records will be maintained. If I am sitting simply or idle also, the employer will pay the payment or employee will pay the wages. Next is no incentives. As I told earlier, there is no incentive, there is no efficiency not maintained in the organization. When the efficiency is not calculated, the incentives or the performance appraisal will not be given in the organization under this method. Next is promotion will be difficult. How the promotion will be difficult? When the performance appraisal method is not only there in the organization, the efficiency of the worker is not calculated, and to whom they will give the promotion. If I am a worker and my subordinate is a worker, if he is doing work and if I am not doing work, to whom they will give a promotion. So this is what happens in this method of wage payment. Next is piece rate. What is piece rate? It is the opposite of time rate plan. The piece rate means it is mainly based on the output produced in the organization. If I am producing more output, then I will be getting more salary. That is called as piece rate plan. Let us go with the advantages. Direct relationship between efforts and rewards. As I told you that if my rendered servicing is more, then I will be getting more remuneration or the wages. Next is standard of living increases. How the standard of living increases? When my output is more. When my output is more in the organization or when I am producing more in the organization, I will be getting more amount of remuneration. With the remuneration or with the wage, I will be getting the incentives, commission for that. By that my standard of living will be increased. Next is opportunities to utilize talent. How the opportunities increases here? because when the employer is giving the commissions or incentives or extra benefit, everyone will be having a eagerness to work more. So they can utilize the opportunity and they can outcome with the help of talent. Next is, can distinguish between efficient and inefficient workers. This is one of the main advantages of piece rate system, which is not there in a time wage plan. Here the employer will distinguish the employees with the efficient and inefficient workers, because when I am producing more, if the output from my side is 50 per day, when my colleague is doing 40 per unit per day, then my efficiency is good and I will be paid more. Next, let us go with the disadvantages, and this method is also having lots of disadvantages. Let us go with the disadvantages. Difficult to measure in large quantities. If the employers, every employer is working more, and if they are producing more, then how they will calculate? It will be having a difficulty to calculate from the employer's point. Next is, may not stress on quality. When my intention is to produce more, when my intention is to produce more and have more salary or wage or more incentives or commission, it is one of the drawback. So I will not stress on the quality will be poor and I will be just targeting on my output. Next is create jealousy. What is creating jealousy? The jealousy will be created among the workers, because here the main thing is they will distinguish the efficient and inefficient workers. If somebody is telling that I am an inefficient worker, so even I will be creating more jealousy among the worker who is getting more incentives and who is getting more performance appraisal. Let us go with the next topic. Let us know about the factors affecting wage and salary administration. There are n number of factors which will be affecting in the salary and wage fixation. There are two differentiation of the factors affecting wage fixation, that is general factors and individual factors. How the general factors affect the wage and salary fixation and how the individual factors affects the wage and salary fixation. The first is government legislation. What is the meaning of government legislation? The government have an intervention or they will interfere in the wage fixation, that is called as government legislation. It is like Minimum Wage Act or the Wage Commission Act or Payment of Wage Act. So by this they have to fix, they have to look into it, based on that only they have to fix a salary. And this in this era, like because of the COVID-19, the government has been intervened or they have been like giving some of the rules and regulation for the employers to give the minimum amount of salaries. They are telling that the employer should not deduct any amount of salaries and they have to give full amount of salaries. When the government is intervention or when the government is giving some policies, the employer has to bow his head and he has to fix onto the wage or the salary administration. Next is going wage and salary. What do you mean by going wage and salary? The going wage and salary is nothing but the salary or the wage which is given by the competitors. Why we have to look into the competitors' wage or the salary? Because when the employees are not satisfied with our organization, he may shift to the other organization or the rival company. So it should not happen. We should look into it, how much the employees is giving, the competitors' employees is giving, and how much benefits is given by the competitors. Based on that, even in our organization we has to follow that rules and regulation, because to retain the employees. Next is labor supply and demand. What is the meaning of labor supply and demand? Based on the supply and demand of the labor, the wages will be given. In this COVID-19 only we can see that everyone needs job, but the employer doesn't want the employees to work done, because the ability of paying is less. Because of that, the supply is more. When the supply is more of the employees, the remuneration or the wage given for the employees will be less. And the demand for the labor, when the demand for the labor is less, when everywhere the lack of laborers are there, then at that time employers will give more wage and they will hire for the employees. Next is union demand. What is union demand? It is also a trade unions in the organization. Always the trade unions and trade union demands will be based on the employees. They want the welfare of the employees. When they are seeking the welfare of the employees, most probably they will demand for the high wages or the salaries. Next is productivity. How the productivity will impact on the factors affecting wage and salary. How it will impact? When the productivity is high, the profit is also high. Based on that, the remuneration given by the employers will also be high. The productivity in this era, that is because of the COVID-19, the productivity is less everywhere. Because of that, ability of the employer is less, and the production, when the production is not there, the salary or the wage will be given to the employees will be less. Next is ability to pay. As I told in the last point, ability to pay means how the employer is capable to give the salary or wage to the employees. When he is only not capable to give the employees because of some of the situation, then obviously the wage and salary given to the employees will be less, and it is also factors which is affecting the wage and salary. When the employee is having a more ability to pay, even he will give more salary to the employees. When he is only not having the ability to pay, he will giving a less employees. So this is what happens in the small scale industries and large scale industries. When the employees have more ability to pay, then he will pay more. Next is HR policies and strategies. How the HR policies and strategies will impact the wages and salary. Based on the HR policies, the HR manager has to take the consideration. For example, if I am a fresher, if I am wanted to take a new job in an organization without any experience, if in a HR policy, if they fix that my remuneration, the fresher's remuneration will be 15,000, then he has to go only for the 15,000. He should not fix any of the other remuneration, or he cannot increase. He has to go for the HR policies and strategies. Next is individual factors. How individual factors affects in wage fixation. If I am an individual factors, how I am implementing for my wage and salary, it is called as individual factors. How I am potential, what is my work experience, what is my education, how is my earlier career experience. These are all the factors which is included for the individual factors. The first is employee's work experience. What is the employer's work experience? If the employee is having good experience in the last organization, then he will be paid more. If he is not having that much good experience, then he will be paid less, because we think that experienced employees will have more capable of doing work because he is experienced, and we will consider him as a skilled labor. Next is educational qualification. What is educational qualification? Educational qualification means how much we have educated, how much degree we have. That is called as educational qualification. We cannot pay the wage for the just SSLC pass out for we cannot consider the graduates. We have to give different wage amount for different person according to the wage, according to the educational qualification. Next is job hazards. What is the meaning of job hazards? That is difficulty which they are facing in the job. That is called as job hazards. In my organization, if I am working with more difficulties, then I will be paid more. If I am having a less difficulty, then I will be paid less. So that is what job hazards. Now let us take an example. Who is driving, like the drivers, the pilot and the bus drivers, they are all into the same category, but the bus driver will be having less amount, but the rider of the aeroplane, the pilot will be having more remuneration, because the work hazards or the job hazard is more in the pilot. Next is potentiality of the employees. What is the meaning of potentiality of the employees? The potentiality of the employees means how capable the employee is. If I am working in an organization, how much I am capable of doing a work. Based on that, the payment will be given, or the remuneration will be fixed based on the individual factors. That is called as potentiality of the workers, how much the employee is able to do the work. Next is performance evaluation. What is performance evaluation? When the employer is giving performance appraisal, then they will take this performance evaluation. Without evaluating the performance, they cannot fix the salary, or they cannot increase the salary, or they cannot give a promotion. That is called as performance evaluation. Based on the performance evaluation, if my evaluation is good, when I am rendering more service to the organization, then the employer has to give more. At that time, these factors will come into effect. Next is collective bargaining. What is collective bargaining? Collective bargaining is nothing but how much the bargaining capacity I have. If I am searching of a job, if I am going and approaching the HR, and if they fix the 30,000 of salary for me, and if I bargain that I want 35,000 of salary, if my bargaining capacity is more, then the collective bargaining here will be applied. That is called as the factors will be affecting. So Students, by this video you are able to understand what is the meaning of wage and methods of wage payment and factors affecting wage and salary administration. Hope you have understood the topic, and thank you.